Power 105.3, Atlanta's #1 hit music station. I am Toni, if you know me, and I have the lovely Taylour Paige and Boots Riley in the studio with me. Now, I watched your new movie last night.
Yay.
I love Boosters. Congratulations on it. It was the premiere last night. Everything was so fun. Everyone in the audience was part of like the cast and crew too. So I was sitting next to someone and she was like recording her name and I was like, girl, that's you. And she was like, yeah. And I was like so excited. How are you guys feeling?
Cast and crew.
Amazing.
We're feeling good. We're a little sleepy.
And I've been touring the movie around the country. So I probably, we premiered it at South by Southwest, and probably since then I've played it at maybe 30 places.
Wow.
And he watches it every time.
Every single time.
And yeah, people are enjoying it. So it's always good. We worked on it for so long. I want to, I come from performing, so I want to see like how it works and what people laugh at and all that and how they laugh. Like we were in Houston and when there's a certain scene that we won't talk about, but you probably know what I'm talking about, happens. I heard the crowd do, like, it sounded like the whole audience said the word roar.
Oh.
Roar,
because they were just beside themselves.
They
couldn't believe what they just watched.
No.
So you heard everyone's at the same time, and it sounded
and it's always a different version of it. And last night, just hearing the crowd be hyped was.
Is it a different
amazing
experience for you watching it as the director? Are you catching different things, like from the first time to the 35th time to the 60th time that you see it? Like, are you looking for different
I'd seen
differences?
it before we premiered it. I'd seen it thousands of times, right? Because you're editing and you're doing so it's not really me catching things, but it's sometimes I'm like interested in the things that people laugh at. Sometimes there are things that I thought would just be a little smile, but then it's a laugh. Like, this isn't giving up anything, but like when there's a scene where Lakeith's face pops up on a phone.
It's really
funny.
Well, it's also funny because he goes, "I'm gonna call you right now,"
and he does. I literally was LOLing. I was just like, this man is insane. But those little things make the movie so comical, and I think like you do a really great job of your films. Like you incorporate that. Like there's a message and a theme, but everyone's acting just works so well together.
Let's laugh while we process.
Let's laugh, exactly. Now, Taylour, I first saw you on screen as Asha and Hit the Floor, and I feel like this is such a different character for you that I've seen like in your career. What was it like going into a film like this and like getting to kind of be whimsy? You have your triple F moments, and it's just kind of like
whimsy. I love that from Mariah.
It's funny. Yeah.
I think it's so key for an actor to find their filmmakers. And regardless of the size of the role, it's the material, it's on the page, and you have someone with a point of view who cares about people and you, and it was so much fun. I was 5 and 6 months pregnant, and I couldn't have asked for a better job to giggle my way through, to be that exhausted but so energized. And, for me, it's at least where I am today is filmmaker first. Filmmaker first, philanthropy.
Yeah, exactly. That's so funny. Now, for you though, I mean, there's an obvious like message throughout, and you talked about it at the Q&A last night. Like you are a communist, I believe you said.
Yeah, I'm a communist. I believe that we should have
let me break it down.
We should have a world in which the people democratically control the wealth that we create with our labor. And and even before that happens, I believe we're in a place right now where we've got those in power just basically playing in our face and saying, you know what? Okay, no. How dare you say that we're committing genocide in Gaza? But at the same time, fuck that. I'm committing genocide tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, sorry for cussing, but bleep it out.
We're all grown.
But and because we feel powerless. So before even that, I think that we can have a world in which the people have more power and more say in what's happening around us by creating mass militant radical labor movement. And what that means is someone that a movement where we withhold our labor when we want something done, when we want something changed. and we go after the levers of power.
Absolutely. Now, the film's title is I Love Boosters, and when I first saw it starting to get some just some hype in the name, was like, booster, like not the booster that I know. And I feel like within the Black community, like boosting is such a nuanced experience. Like it's like we only know. Why did you want to go from that angle and kind of like put your message out through boosters?
I know, because some people might think you mean vaccines.
Yeah. And I was like, let them think that. But, 20 years ago, I wrote a song called I Love Boosters. And it was based on like a lifetime of experiences and especially like, being one of many people trying to stay fly while you have no money, right? That's a thing. And what is staying fly? It's like communicating with each. It's a cultural exchange that we're all doing, and but at the same time, when most people don't have the resources to do that, and so I wanted to talk about this world that happens, with people fulfilling a need that's in the community, right, and having cultural expression that often is appropriated and then sold back to us, right? So I wanted to talk about that, and especially right now when we've got a lot of news stories villainizing people that might be involved in illegal business as if they are the cause to the problems of society, right? And in reality, what we know is that The Intercept, which is this investigative journal, they did a story a few years ago where it turns out that the police unions had a plan after George Floyd, and these documents came out where they hired publicists to say, okay, we're not even going to talk about we won't talk about police abuse or anything. All we're going to do is say that crime is rising, so that people say this is, so it justifies everything else. And so their way of doing that is pointing at boosters and things like that, when in reality, as
they think they slick.
Yeah. And in reality, then it turns into these stories that, oh, this stuff is causing, economic collapse. But we then see the behind the scenes where even CEOs are admitting, like, no, it's Amazon. People are ordering on Amazon. They're not coming in the stores. We don't really care about shoplifting,
Right.
Or also, I don't know, maybe we just came out of we're in a pandemic. Gas prices rose to what?
Insane prices.
Insane. It wasn't like, oh, poor people, they're all at home, they can't work right now.
Yeah.
No, we're going to raise it and make it more difficult, and they're still going to have to pay it.
Yeah.
And so
it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's just feel like the world that we live in,
It's
like
so
some people like to start in the middle of the story instead of the beginning.
Right.
And so it's like you see it, and I'm glad that we have art like this that's kind of like, we're going to take it a step back so you can understand what I'm saying, because clearly you're not hearing me. You know what I mean? Like you said, people playing in our face. So
yeah.
I love that point. Now, getting back into just the film in general, you have a lot of fun co-stars. Like
oh my gosh, the best.
I feel like
Keke Palmer, Demi Moore,
Don
Naomi
Cheadle.
Aki, Taylor Paige,
Will Poulter.
Don Cheadle, Lakeith Stanfield,
Jermaine
Will
Fowler,
Poulter,
Poppy
Asa
Lou,
Gonzalez,
Asa
Poppy
Gonzalez,
Lou.
star-studded.
Did you say Kara Young?
Carrie Young, yes.
There's other people that will show up that we won't even mention, but
It's a star-studded cast.
Yeah.
It really is.
How fun is it working with everyone? I don't know if this is your first time working with most people within the cast, but do you guys have like a dinner the day before you start filming? You're like, okay, this is what we got to do. This is how my character's going to gel with your character. Or what is that process like for y'all?
Well,
It was the best.
I would say this too. I think you should tell how did you first encounter Keke?
Well, I met Keke. So I grew up dancing with Debbie Allen, and her best friend Taylor was in this musical with me called Dancing in the Wings. So I spent a lot of time with little Taylor. I called her Little Taylor because she was a little younger than me, and she was little. And she was best friends with Keke, so she would come to the studio, and I'm like, that's the girl from Aquila and the Bee. I love her. And then I later I was working at a restaurant called Saddle Ranch, and Keke came in, and I was like, I'm going to ask her how to become an actress, like a lame. And
Not like a lame, shooting your shot.
And she was like, girl, now I understand, because it is when someone asks me, you know, the miracle happened specific to you. You know, I can tell you what I did, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't. As you would, like,
for everybody.
how did you make, it's like, well, one thing led to another, and I did this, and I happened to be here, and anyway. So that was Kiki. I met Naomi, which is so appropriate, at a Prada show, my very first fashion show, which was Prada in 2023, and I went up to her and I just said, I'm such a fan of your work and I just appreciate you. And she's like, oh my God, thank you, babe.
Oh my gosh.
You're so sweet.
Don't bring people always sound so much more like,
just so serious, more serious.
Yeah.
Like
they can
really
win arguments just by with
just
the
sounding
accent.
like themselves. Yeah.
But we really hit it off. And I think we were like, we have to work together. So it was super sick when Boots is like, and you've got so-and-so and so-and-so. And I was like, oh, sign me up.
And then on set, you know, they're just like having a party. I'm like, trying to get stuff.
He's so patient though.
Really?
He's a man who allows the space, because there were moments where we do need to roll, and he's like, okay, and we're still cracking up, or someone's, you know, we can't.
Everyone's having
with
too much
Kiki's
fun.
delivery alone,
Girl.
on and off. Girl, we were talking about, I said, I'm gonna do you know, when my baby gets here, I want to do a chiropractic. And she recently had a baby also, you know, well, not recently, but recently. She was like, oh no, my baby doesn't have a spine yet. I'm not doing no chiropractor. Like, everything is just so funny.
Everything is so Kiki-fied
It's
when
so
you are around
Kiki-fied.
her.
I love Kiki-fied.
That is so funny.
Baby, this is
Kiki Palmer, yeah.
Baby, this is
that is so funny. Now, I saw Sorry to Bother You, and comparing it to this film, one, I want to know what your style, what you would name it, and secondly, are people supposed to watch this while high? Because I feel like they would trip out if they see a lot of your films, because it's just
maybe they shouldn't be high while
you
they're
shouldn't
watching
be high. You should be sober. The film is
you will
the high.
get high watching it. Yeah. Maybe your second time.
Because I got high.
Indulge. You can indulge while you watch it. But I don't know what you would call the style. I mean, you know, there's
absurd,
one point,
surrealist.
There's a beautiful clutter. I'm very inspired by everything from Parliament Funkadelic to Romare Bearden to collage zines to this. You know, I want to make a visceral experience. I you know, coming from music, I know that it's not all just about the ideas that are in the lyrics. It's also about how do you make someone feel that.
Absolutely.
Like, what's my version of an 808 kick that goes boom, and then what's the cinematic version of that? And then if you're thinking about that, when you think about an 808 kick, for instance, it's about the rhythm of it, because if you just had the 808 kick going boom without stopping, it would just put you to sleep. It would just be a hum. Really it's the air on either side of it, the rhythm, that makes it have that impact. So I'm thinking about those things in terms of cinema. What is that? And you know, and from producing music, you start learning early on. At first you're like, what is it? Why are we spending 30 minutes figuring out the reverb on a snare? Why does that matter? Like, people are just listening to the song. But then you realize people feel things that they don't know they're feeling.
That's true.
And so you pay attention to manipulating all these details, and so that's why we do such a colorful thing. We want to have an optimism, you know, like, even in times of pain, there's a joy for life.
Absolutely.
You know.
True artiste. Well, I know you guys have to do other celebrity things and press things for this movie. Tell us all what you want the initial feeling for a lot of your audience when they first see the film. What are you hoping they get out of it, and where can they see it once it goes live? May 22nd, right?
Well, yeah, May 22nd. Well, first of all, I just want people to be engaged with it, and you know, I mean, a thing that we have helping us is we have maybe the most loved person in the world,
Kiki,
you know, as the lead. So there's a lot to be done for that. But what I want folks to know is this: is that is what's Sorry to Bother You. If you're a fan of that, you know, how we did that was we rolled it out a few hundred theaters at a time each week, and we spread it out over the summer. And the most we ever got to was 1 week we had 1,000 theaters. But but that's it. This, we're starting out May 22nd, 2,500 theaters. So it's going wide. It might be more theaters than that. However, it's also a danger. It's a make it or break it.
Right.
So if you want, what we did right here, we made, it's basically a blockbuster film for a very small budget. Everybody read the script and was like, I'm in, and bent over backwards to help make it happen.
Yeah.
Whether it was like do things with their schedule they wouldn't normally do, to, just, helping make the budget work.
Yeah, and
right?
even you, I mean, you were pregnant at the time when you're filming, so that's a huge commitment to make, especially as a mom. And it's your first baby, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're so cute. I told you.
Thank you.
Coming here holding that little baby. That's amazing.
And the reason why we made it colorful, the reason why it's so packed full of action and movement and all of that, and the music popping, is because this is something you need to see on a big screen. You want to see that color from all the way from one side of your eyeball to the other side. So we're making it be that. So we need folks to show up that first weekend to make this happen, and
make it an event. It's also fun to, whether you love it, whether you hate it, all is welcome, right? I'm just saying, but that's good discourse. I'm saying, like,
talk about
watch
it.
You can have an opinion.
And
exactly.
What I want you to take away from the film is I want people to think again.
Yeah.
And can we hold multiple truths at once and be open to disagreeing, but still meet each other with an open heart?
And I feel like that's the theme in the movie between the Velvet Squad. You guys, everyone had their own little goal, we're all
necessary. We're all on the same side of the same contradiction.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
And
dialectical
and we tried to make an amusement park ride of a movie.
I could see
right?
that. I was
amusement
here,
park
I was
ride.
here.
Because like amusement parks cost a lot of money these days.
Yeah.
So we're like, you pay your ticket price, you get an amusement park ride. But again, like she said, it's more than that, obviously. But it has to be fun. That's one thing you learn, like being a lyricist. I'm a lyricist. I did this but people are like, play the beat. The beat has to be amazing
for sure.
First, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's a sensual feast. You got things for your ears, your eyes, your senses, your palate. Like, just
and these amazing actors. Them collaborating and just vibing off of each other, it makes it a thing. Like, a lot of times I didn't want to yell cut because I just want to just keep it going.
It was pretty cool.
I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for chatting with me.
Thank
Taylour
you for
Paige,
having
Boots
us.
Riley. I love boosters, and
we're lucky to have Boots Riley.
Show
up in matching monochrome, or at least monochrome, but get
What's
your
the
crew.
color of the day today for y'all?
It's Boots' world. I'm just living in it. I guess it's yellow.
I guess it's yellow. That was a huge thing.
Or red. I have my little red shirt.
I got red pants.
My
red
shirt
and yellow.
says always Jesus Christ. He's the real thing.
He's the real thing.
And your shirt is red, so we kind of have a little.
No turquoise? Or
turquoise is a big theme.
I've got a lot of colors.
It's aquamarine.
You gotta pick one.
Hey, you watched
I was paying attention.
Yes, you were.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank
I Love
you.
Boosters out later May 22nd. Power 105.3.
May 22nd.